So today we rank my top 5 Steven Seagal movies of all time. So pop some popcorn, get a drink, and let's dive right into this. So coming at number 5 is the box office smash hit that puts Seagal on the mainstream map, Under Siege.
Keep the faith, Stranix.
This is Die Hard on a battleship. We see Steven Seagal as Casey Ryback, a former Navy SEAL turned cook, who takes down a group of terrorists aboard the USS Missouri. I do like Under Siege. I do have a good time with this movie, but I find the movie drags a little bit for me. There's just a little too much of him hiding and sneaking around and stuff like that. I'd just rather see get to the action quick with this one. But it does have a big production. It has great villains in Gary Busey. Tommy Lee Jones has this really high energy that it brings to it. And let's face it, what do people remember from Under Siege? They remember Tommy Lee Jones.
4 minutes ahead of schedule. Damn, I'm good.
And the cake scene. Under Siege balances legit tension with some of Seagal's best choreography and does have a really clean production value to it. And fun fact, nominated for 2 Academy Awards, Best Sound and Best Effects. Coming at number 4, we got Out for Justice.
And I'm gonna cut your fucking head off.
One of Seagal's most brutal and underrated films, he plays Detective Gino Felino, a Brooklyn cop out to avenge his partner's murder, and he does so with an intensity that is unmatched. Out for Justice is just raw, gritty, right to the punch. I mean, it's got some viciousness to it when he blows like the guy's leg off. So you got a lot of gore for an action movie. There's a nice showdown in a butcher shop, but the pool hall scene. I think we all remember the pool hall scene where he's pushing his weight around, knocks the guy's teeth out. The "Anybody seen Richie" line has become legendary, and for good reason. Seagal dials it up, delivering brutal justice, unrelenting action in a film that never seems to slow down.
Anybody seen Richie? Fuck you. I don't know who God's. Ain't cool.
I think William Forsythe as the bad guy here, really good villain. You know, he's showing that he doesn't mess around. He's killing innocent people in this, pushing his weight around. And you really, these people who were friends in their childhood are enemies now. I think Out for Justice could have been something a lot more special if it was put into the right hands. We're talking 91 here. So as the story, if you look at the plot, this cop, who grew up on the streets, knows a lot of the mafia guys and everything like that, and this guy Richie, he's pissing off the mafia, he's pissing off the cops. If you would have had like Pacino and De Niro doing this back in the early 90s, this could have been taken itself seriously as a real serious cop drama with a lot of action in it. You know what I mean? Let's face it, Seagal is not an actor. He can't act. We go for the action, what he can do in the aikido world and all that. But I think there could have been something more special here with a cool cop drama with this story. So coming at number 3 is Hard to Kill.
Still a loser. I remember you.
This one's a revenge thriller with a capital R. Seagal plays Mason Storm, an undercover cop who wakes up from a coma 7 years after being ambushed. Iconic one-liners, slick shootouts, and a final act that's pure 90s mayhem. Oh, and a bonus. Kelly LeBrock plays his love interest. In real life, too. This movie is the classic "they killed the wrong guy" Seagal-style plotline movie where they go in, they kill his family, he gets put into a coma, wakes up 7 years later or something like that, can't move, can't do much, and basically your stoic revenge thriller, right? But it's got some brutal scenes in it, like when they kill his wife and they almost kill his kid at the beginning. It's quite vicious. It's very claustrophobic at a tight space, and just sitting there watching his wife get killed, he can't do anything about it, and bone-crunching stuff too. Some really good fight scenes in this. Great one-liners. I'm going to take you to the blood bank, Senator Trenton. I do love how they're still doing some awesome training montages in the 90s still, and this one has a pretty decent one. Coming at number 2 on the list is Marked for Death, where Seagal goes toe-to-toe with a ruthless Jamaican drum posse led by a villain named Screwface.
You fuck with my family, you die.
From nightclub shootouts to the infamous final fight, Mark Verdette blends supernatural vibes with street-level action. This is a fan favorite for good reason. Now, Mark Verdette seems to be the real fan favorite out of a lot of Seagal movies. For the most part, when I go to pick a Seagal movie, I'm usually picking this one on. It's pretty entertaining. Now, I like the first half of the movie a lot. I find when they go to Jamaica, love the setting of Jamaica and all that, and there's good music and all that, but they start just firing their guns off, getting their weapons together. There's a bit of a lag. There's a bit where it slows down a little bit for me, but I love that this is directed by Dwight H. Little, who did Halloween 4. He's got Danielle Harris in there. She was also in The Last Boy Scout. Seagal plays John Hatcher, working for the DAA. Quits, retires, go home to be with family because it's about a man who's just lost himself in his work, and he's pretty much committed every sin, murder, adultery, stealing, all that. So he goes home, basically trying to cleanse himself, and he gets dragged right back into this gang war with these Jamaicans, led by Screwface here. And it has some voodoo, some mysticism, some supernatural elements, all laced through it by giving us some, a badass action flick. And I do love Keith David in this film, but he's just wasted. They just made this the Seagal show. They could have utilized this guy so much more. I just wish he was in the fight more, in the mix more. He's in the movie, he's a strong presence, but you don't really see him do a whole lot. It's just like, let's just put the camera on Seagal. I have a feeling Seagal didn't like sharing the screen time too much. But Mark Verdette, still great time. But taking the #1 spot is Above the Law. This is Steven Seagal's first film, and you know what? Probably my favorite on when I watched all these movies recently. Here he plays Nico Toscani, a former CIA operative turned cop who uncovers a corrupt government conspiracy. Directed by Andrew Davis, who also did The Fugitive, this film launched Seagal into superstardom and remains the gold standard for action debuts. Above the Law is this really pure, unfiltered Steven Seagal. No stunt doubles, no CGI, just him tearing shit up, breaking bones. Some of the best fight scenes. We do see Seagal actually get hurt in this. You know what I mean? They drug him up, he's bleeding and everything like that, even though he gets out of it. This is one I never rewatch when I do a little Seagal binge, and I decided, I'm going to go back and watch the first one, Above the Law. It's a story from him and Andrew Davis, and I really liked it. I thought this was his most engaging storyline out of all his movies. Plus, it had the fighting. This is when he's really, like I said, he's pure. There's a lot of adrenaline to this movie, and just I was engaged with the story, even though it can be convoluted at times through it. Doesn't have maybe the greatest villain, pretty stock 90s action villains for what it is, but I mean, you really could see how Andrew Davis went on to do The Fugitive. And he did Under Siege with Seagal too. But the real standout is his partner, Pam Grier, in this. She was fantastic in this. That was the character I liked the most, I was engaged with. And we do get to see a cameo of Sharon Stone in here too. But I will always go back to Above the Law, man. I just thought it was really engaging. And just a great little action film that I was just like, I don't know why wasn't I going back to this movie all the time? Right? And who knows, after I rewatch these next time, this order may be all different. You know what I mean? But I really do love these 5 movies I talked about here. There you have it, guys. That's my top 5 Steven Seagal movies. What are yours? Do you agree with my list, or did I miss some gems? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll have a good discussion on Steven Seagal. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up. I've done other rankings with action stars as well, so I'll put a playlist up in the corner there. My name is Jason. You've been watching Backtrack Cinema. I'll see you next time, and I'll see you in the movies, guys. Cheers.